and welcome back, guys. So in this particular session, what we'll be looking at is multiple regression equation. Okay, so earlier on we were doing simple simple regression equation, right? So in this particular session, what we'll be covering is from statistical methods, critique publication, question number 25. So what we've been given is that we've been given the rent, number of rooms, and then the distance from the train station. Okay, so let's just look at it one more time. So yeah, that's your number of rooms, that's your distance from your train station. Okay, so what we need to do is that we need to find out what would be the rent if the distance is 2 kilometers and bedroom is 5. Okay, so if x2 is 2 and x1 is 5, so x2 is 2, x1 is 5. Okay, so we need to predict the rent for this particular thing. Okay, so what we need to first of all do is that we need to create a chart based on the equation. So we know that the equation is x1 is equals to a plus b1 x2 plus b2 x2, right? So what I've done over here is that I have assumed that y to be the dependent variable. You could use any kind of denotations, okay, x1, x2, x3, whatever. So as I have taken y as the dependent variable, so your intercept is a, your b1 is your first slope for the first variable, b2 is your second slope, right? So what I'll do is I'll just compute the chart. So what we've been given is that 360, 1000, 450, 525, 350, 315 has been given to us, right? So we need to multiply dependent variable and independent variable. Okay, the first independent variable. So when we are doing that, how much do we get? 360 plus 2 into 2, 720, right? So 6000 we'll get over here. 450 will be 450 into 2 would be 900, right? 900 and then 450, right? So that would be 1350, right? 1350 and 525 into 4. Let's use calculator. So I think it should be 2100 because 500 into 4 is 2000. 25 into 4 is 100, right? 2100. So 350 into 2, 700. 315 into 1, 315. So y dot x2 is 360. So 1000 and then 2 is 2000, right? 2000, 450 into 3 will be 21. No, same thing, 1350. 1350. 525 into 4 will be 2100. And then 350 into 10 would be 3500. And then 315 into 4 would be 4, 3, 12, 1200. And then 15 into 4, 60, right? 1260. And then x1 dot x2 would be 2 into 1, 2, 12, 9, 16, 24, right? Okay. So this is how much we get. So let's just add it up. What I'll do is I've already added it up just to save some time. Okay. So I'll just write in the values. Okay. So this would be 3000. Okay. You can add it up yourself as well. Okay. It doesn't really matter. 18, 24, 11, 185, 10, 570, and then x1 dot x2 is 64. Okay, what I have missed over here is that I have not squared it off. Okay, so we need the square of second variable and third variable as well. Okay, second independent variable and third independent variable. So what I'll do is I'll just erase this thing quickly, and I'll just square it up, okay? So x1 square, x2 square, okay? So what's our x1? 2, right? So 2 square is 4. 36. 3 square is 9, 4 is 16, 2 is 4, 1 is 1, right? So 116, 4 and then 16, okay? 4, 16 and then 9. So what about x2 again? No, 1, 4, 9, 16, 100, 16, okay? So your summation x1 square, summation x2 square. So how much will we get? So 16 plus 4 is 20, right? And then this will be 45, 36 plus 9. So that will be 55, 65, right? And then that 4 plus 1, 5, right? So 70. So in this case, it would be 16 plus 4, 20, 10, 30, 130, 146, okay? 146. So we know the equation, right? So we know that y is equals to a plus b1 x1 plus b2 x2, right? This is our first equation, okay? So what we do next is we multiply it by summation. Summation y is equals to n times a plus b1 summation x1 plus b2 summation x2, right? This is our second equation. So our third equation would be summation y, no, x, y dot x1, okay? So we have to multiply it by x1 now. Y dot x1 is equals to a times summation x1 plus b1 summation x1 square plus b2 summation x1 dot x2, right? So that's our third equation. Second, right? So again we multiply this second equation with x2, okay, the other variable. So summation y dot x2 is equals to a times summation x2 plus b1 times summation x1 dot x2 plus b2 summation x square is here, so it's square, okay? So it will be b2 summation x2 square, okay? So now let's just put in the values, okay? So if we put in the values, how much will we get? So for y is 3000, right? So 3000. And then your n is number of observation 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? 6a plus your b1 is not there, so b1 is not there. Summation x1 is 18, right? 18 plus summation x2 24 b2, and then this value yx1 is 11,185, and then yx2 is 10,570, and then your a's is x1 and x2, right? 18a 24a plus. So after this is x square, right? 70 b1 plus x1 dot x2 would be 64, right? 64 b2 plus this would be x1 dot x2 is 64 b1. So this will be our fifth, sixth, and seventh equation, okay? So after this, what we'll do is that we can use different methods as well, but in this particular thing, what we'll do is we'll use matrix method. Okay, so now as you can see, what are the values in A? 6, 18 and 24, right? The values before A, okay? 6, 18 and 24, right? And what about B1 is 18, 70 and 64. 64. B2 is 24, 64, 146. B2 is 24, 64 and 146. Constant is, so what's your constant? It's all before the thing here, okay? So 3000, 11, 185, 10, 570, okay? So this is your basic numbers that we've derived from the equation, okay? So what we will do next is that we will try to find out A, B1 and B2, okay? How can we find out A? In this case, A is delta 1 by delta 2. So what is deltas? So first delta is 6, 18, 24, 18, 70, 64, 24, 64, 146. So you could basically use the first row method or column method. Does not really matter with the matrix, okay? So it would be 6. So we would, if you are taking 6 in the beginning, then only this 4 letters will be inside the bracket, okay? 70, 64, 64, 146, and then minus 18, right? 18, and then this 18, 24. Since you're taking the middle row, so we ignore the figures from here, right? So 64, 146, and then again plus 24 times 1870, 24, 64. Okay. So how do we compute this? It's basically 6 times 70 into 146. Okay, so I'll just write it down as well, easier for you. So it would be 6 times 70 into 146 minus 64 squared, or 64 into 64, minus 18 times 18 into 146 minus 64 into 24 plus 24, 18 into 64 minus 70 into 24, okay? So after you computed this, you will get a value, some value of it, and then again we will have to find out the other delta as well, okay? So let's just do that as well. So let's run this out. Since we know the values already, right? So what I will do is that D1, okay? So in this case, what we will do is that we will change A with a constant, okay? Just changing the values over here, okay? That's pretty much what I'm doing. 3000, 11, 185, 10, 570, 18, 70, 64, 24, 64, 146. Okay. And then again, same as D, let's do the same thing. First thing out is 3000, and it's doing from the row method, okay? 70, 64, 64, 146, minus 146, okay, and then plus 24, 11185, 10, 570, 70, 64, okay. So again same thing, 3000 times or 3000 bracket open, 70 into 146 minus 64 into 64 bracket close minus 18, same as this method, okay. So based on that we will get some values, okay. So this is, you can basically do the calculations, right? So what I'll do is, I'll show you the other thing as well, D2, okay. So if we are solving for D2, what we will need to do is that just change this value, okay. So all we need to do is that when we are solving for D2, change the values for D1, okay. So changing it for that would give us 185, 10, 570, and then your next thing would be the same thing, 6, 18, 24. Again, first row, first column, 6 times the same, right? 11, 185, 10, 570, 64, 146 minus 3000, okay, 1824, 64, 146 plus 24 times 1824, 11185, 10, 570. Okay, so again, same thing as this step, 6 times 11, 185 into 146 minus 64 times 10, 570, right? Same thing as well. You'll get some values for D2. And then again, we do the same thing for D3, okay? So just replacing these values, and then these two will be same. This will be replaced with a constant, computed that way, you will get your D3, okay? So after you computed all these things, the other thing that we need to be careful about is basically we need to find out A, okay? So how do we find out A then? We know A is equals to D1 divided by D. B1 is equals to D2 divided by D. B1, okay? D3 divided by D, okay? So what is our values? First of all, let's just look at that. I've already computed it. So it's basically 577,020 divided by 4416. So 4416 minus 32,400, 586, 860, 130.67, 132.89 minus 7.34. Okay, so these are the values that I have got. Okay, so basically after you computed it, you will get this kind of values. Okay, so once we know our intercept, your two slopes, so what we need to do is that let's put in this values in our first equation. What is our first equation? So our first equation was y is equals to a plus b1 x1 plus b2 x2, right? So when we put in the values, how much do we get? Y is equals to a is 367 plus this one is 132.89, right? b1, no, I mean x1 times x1, right? And then for the x2, the slope is minus 7.34 into 34 times x2, right? So this is our equation, okay? Same as the simple correlation equation, right? There would be only two things over there. only the intercept and then the the independent variables thing, and slope would be there, right? So in this case, this is our equation. So what we've been given by the question is that, so if the person lived 2 kilometers near to the station and owns a 5 bedroom apartment, what would be his expenses? What would be his rent? Okay, so we will just compute it using this equation. Okay, we'll just put in the values of x1 and x2, the assumed thing. Okay, and then we will get our answer. If x1 and x2 is, how much is it? 5 and 2. Then y is equals to 130.67 plus 132.89 times 5 plus minus 7.34 times 2, right? So how much would that be? So if we use the calculator and compute it as well, 130.67 plus 132.89 into 5 minus 7.34 into 2, 780.44. 780.44, okay. 780.44. Let's just check in the answers quickly. So 25, 784. Yep, pretty much near. So just the point thing, you should make a bit of difference, but this is how we basically compute it, okay. So yeah, first of all, what you do is you create your equations, and then after that, based on the first equation, you multiply it with summation, multiply it with the first independent variable, multiply it with the third independent variable, and based on that, put the values within that second, third, and fourth equation. Then you will get your basically you will get your A's, B1 and B2, and then your constant would be at the side, right? And then we single it out. So take all the A's, B1, B2, constant, use a matrix method, and then after that, what we do for A, D1 divided by D2, D1 divided by D, and then for B is delta 2 divided by delta 3 divided by delta for B2, and then put the values in the first equation, and then what is your assumed values, or what the question has asked you. If this and this is this, how much would be this, right? So how much would the dependent variable be? So put in the values, you'll get your answer, okay? So if you have any confusions regarding this question, please do comment down below. I'll definitely be happy to answer it for you. And any other related to correlation and multiple regressions, I'll be happy to answer it for you. Until next time, bye bye.